Hi everyone, this is Adrian,
And I'm Carrie.
and for this episode, we are gonna talk about Bigarade Concentree by Frederic Malle. Did I pronounce it right?
Yes.
Okay, hard to speak French. It's really hard. So, I've tested this fragrance on me for a few days now, and I can't remove the one impression that I'll tell you guys what I think about. Okay, so when you spray it on you, you're gonna smell some citrus like an orange, and you describe it as a bitter orange, right?
Bitter orange.
Yes, and then you're gonna smell what Daniel and some other people might think of as a flower, but to me, you know, it smells like curry. I can't help it. It smells like a very fragrant Indian dish, and that's just to me. And for everybody else, they smell something different. What's up with that?
So this actually has a fairly simple note breakdown. In the
Okay.
top, it's bitter orange, which is a type of orange that is not usually for eating. It's for flavoring things and stuff, zesting the peel and stuff like that. But the orange itself has a kind of an earthy smell to it, similar to a fragrance we'll be doing sometime called Terre d'Hermès. The middle note is rose. So there's the flower that you've been smelling.
That's rose. What kind of rose? Just rose.
Just rose. That's all that they break it down as, is just rose.
Do you put rose in curry?
Not usually.
I don't know
I don't know.
why.
But in the base, there are three notes. And two of them really, to me, seem like sort of the same thing, but one is a dried version of the other. Grass,
Okay.
hay,
Hey.
and cedar wood.
Okay.
So I'm thinking that the aromatic part of the cedar wood sort of combines with the notes of the grass and hay to make some sort of a spicy, earthy smell and stuff that you're seeing as
Combined with rose,
yeah.
then it smells like that to me.
I think the grass, hay, and cedar maybe are coming together to smell to you like the curry.
The curry, yes, it's no offense, okay. I said a very fragrant curry. I actually went to the restaurant, Chinese restaurant, and I was like, I'm gonna smell better than your menu, which I did.
Yes, you did.
Anyway, how about you? What do you get from it? It does not smell like curry to you. What does it smell like to you?
So I waited to look at the notes on this until after I'd worn it for a few days. I definitely smell the kind of the earthy orange smell of the bitter orange. And then behind that, I mostly would smell something that smelled a little bit spicy. So I was kind of surprised when there wasn't something like cinnamon, nutmeg, or maybe cloves or something in it, because to me, that's what I get, something spicy out of it. So once again, it's a combination of maybe the fresh and the dry of the grass and hay, and then the woody oils from the cedar that come to produce a spicy sort of a note. I think sometimes when your nose doesn't really know exactly what it's smelling, it tries to make sense of it based on other things that you're familiar with, and you categorize it like that. And for me, since I didn't know what to look for specifically, it came through to me as like cooking spices, like clove maybe, or nutmeg or something. I found it pleasant. I really like this one. As a matter of fact, this is one of the first Frederic Malle that I bought, and this bottle is actually a somewhat vintage bottle.
Oh.
That I was able to get through eBay.
Oh, wow.
And so it's one of the earlier original ones. As we've talked about before, sometimes as time goes on, they do slight tweaks on the formulation and stuff. And so a bottle that you buy today of something that came out 20 years ago, like this, may smell a little bit different. So there's some variations.
Okay. So speaking of Frederic Malle, he's a big name.
He's a big name, yeah.
Okay. Is he as big as Creed?
In maybe a different way, I would say that he's almost bigger.
Wow.
He's definitely newer. He is around, I think he's like somewhere around maybe 58 to 60 years old. Made his debut in the sort of the fashion world and fragrances back in the late 80s, I guess. And then after 5 or 6 years collaborating with some other big perfumers back then, around 2000 decided to strike out on his own project, and he founded the company that this one is. You can see it says, it's a little hard to see, but it's Editions of Perfumes by Frederic Malle. And his concept was that he founded the house of Frederic Malle and then employed several of these very artistic and famous perfumers and gave them essentially unlimited budget and complete creative freedom to come up with their own fragrances. And, you know, he stayed hands off. So he was like an editor. He gave them some creative input of a direction to take and then let them just sort of have the reins. And
so that's what Jean Claude, this person is? What's
yes,
his name?
Jean Claude Ellena, a very, very famous perfumer. One of my favorites of the others that he's done is Terre d'Hermès. He's done at least 20 different fragrances for Hermès, not to mention a few other companies like YSL. One of my favorites that he's done with them is In Love Again, which is actually a woman's fragrance, but it's really pretty. Guys could get away with it. And a kind of a lesser known place called The Different Company, and it's one that's a very, very nice citrus fragrance called Bergamot.
Okay.
And also he did Declaration by Cartier.
Oh wow! So two big names in this one, you know, perfume bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
And many, many other very famous people have designed for the Frederic Malle house, and so there's quite a few very distinctive colognes.
So not to talk smack about, you know, obviously these two really good perfumers, because it smells like curry to me, but just to tell our viewers that you don't blind buy, you know, just because it says Frederic Malle doesn't mean that like you're gonna like it.
Right.
Because for me, as much as I wanted to appreciate it, it still reminds me of curry. And it for other people it's something else. And you know, they smell something else, they like it on me. I'm like, but part of enjoying perfume to me is like what you think of the scent.
Right, what
yourself.
you get out of it.
Yeah. Okay, guys, and if you enjoyed what you've seen and heard, like and subscribe. And always leave a comment if you want us to talk about a particular fragrance. Bye-bye.
Bye, thanks.